Welcome to this video. So today I'm going to talk about the latest Corepunk news, which is the Q4 update, which has recently been announced. So within this update there is information in relation to the closed beta test. There's also info about heroes and their weapon masteries. We've got guild information. We've also got a load of concept art to look through, and we've also got a little bit of news in relation to the community side of things, so a lot to look through. So before I go on to discuss any of these, I'm going to invite you to hit that subscribe button, because subscribing means that you will stay up to date with all the latest news, tips, tricks and guides for Corepunk. And don't forget to hit that bell icon, because hitting that bell icon ensures that you get notified when the content goes up, so you are not going to be late to the party. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is the closed beta test. So the community was expecting that by now some of us would be testing the game. This is based on sort of estimations that were given. Now, this is not going to be the case. Sadly, the test has been postponed until spring 2021, and this is due primarily to sickness within the office. So we're talking COVID, and we're also talking general seasonal illnesses. This has delayed it to the point where they've had to push it back. It's plain and simple. They want to create a great game, and they're not going to be able to do that with limited resources, and it sounds like they've been really pushing the staff to their absolute limits, almost a breaking point. So they've made the decision to delay the beta test for everyone's sanity and health and well-being. Okay, it sounds like Unity are getting excited about Corepunk. Unity is the engine that Corepunk is created within, and is one of the biggest engines in the world. Unity have helped Artificial Core identify bottlenecks and implement optimizations. So this is likely not part of the roadmap, and could be why some delays have happened as well, in addition to the illnesses. Unity do a lot of work within the community to help educate and support game developers of all sizes, so it's absolutely no surprise to hear Artificial Core describing them as professional, responsive and helpful. Artificial Core are confident that this collaboration will ensure the game runs fast and smooth at the launch of the closed beta test. Now, this brings us on to multiplayer. Artificial Core are currently in talks with the boffins over at Multiplay. Multiplay is a game server hosting company acquired by Unity Technologies in 2017, with their main mission being to deliver the best dedicated server network around. Multiplay have worked with big names in the industry, including Activision, PUBG Corp, Bohemia Interactive and Electronic Arts. Multiplay talk a big game, and with good reason too. Their claims can be backed up with the numbers. When Apex Legends launched, hosted on Multiplay's hybrid cloud, they quickly reached 2 million concurrent users with no downtime in the first 24 hours, and flawlessly scaling to over 50 million players within 24 days. It sounds like Artificial Core are making the right choice with their server hosting partner. The forum and the website have been updated with new functionality, and this will allow you to find and follow more of the content that you're interested in. The most important feature that's been added, forum search. Thank you so much for adding this. This has been long overdue. Right, let's move on to looking at the actual game content now. We've got more information about 3 of the heroes you can play, and it's been noted that we've got more to come within December. We've been given the weapon masteries and the skills for each of these heroes, so I'm going to give you an overview of each. Each of these heroes deserves their own spotlight, so hit that subscribe button and the notification icon so you're alerted as soon as these videos go live. So let's start with Bomber. So the weapon masteries we have for Bomber are Blast Medic. Blast Medic is a ranged support hero who uses grenade launchers and can wield various explosives like hand grenades or bombs. This hero heals allies, buffs them and uses crowd control against enemies. They can create illusions to trick their enemies. Grenadier. Grenadier is a ranged hero who uses a plasma gun, bombs and grenades to deal massive explosive damage. Thanks to a special ability, they can instantly reset the cooldowns on all their abilities. They can also assist allies, dragging them back to help avoid attacks or knocking enemies back. And finally, Infiltrator. Infiltrator is a melee assassin who deals massive damage in a short amount of time. Infiltrator uses double daggers and mines. They can become invisible to foes for some time, easily finish off enemies with low health, and deal increased damage to those who have maximum health points. Now we have Paladin, and the Paladin's masteries are, as such, Hand of the Light. Hand of the Light is a melee hero who uses heavy two-handed weapons and the energy of the light. Though their specialty is dealing damage, they can also buff their allies in a fight. Cleric. Cleric is a support hero who can still deal a lot of damage in a melee fight. Cleric's weapons are dual maces and the energy of light, of which the latter they'll use for healing and shielding allies. The effect of all the abilities this hero uses while they're in a fight is increased. And finally the Crusader. Crusader is a tank who wields a shield and uses Morgenstern and the energy of light. Crusader was made to withstand loads of incoming damage. At the right moment they can drag enemies back to them, aiding allies in a fight. And last but by no means least, we have Champion. Destroyer. Destroyer is a melee hero with a specialisation in two-handed weapons. Having a high survival rate, they sweep right into the heart of a battle, dealing a lot of damage to enemies. Fighting in a group, they can support their allies in critical moments, restoring team members' health for a certain amount of time. Ranger. Ranger is a hero who uses bow and arrows. Toggling between two stances, they can choose to deal damage either to the target area or severely struck a particular target. Being part of a group, Ranger can be the main source of damage, but also use crowd control to root and slow enemies. And last but not least, Defender. Defender is a tank who uses their sword and shield in a melee fight. They can withstand a lot of incoming damage and help reduce damage to their allies. While in a group, defenders taunt enemies to make sure they're the ones taking the most damage and attacks. So there's a brief overview of the three heroes. Do any of these classes sing out to you? For me, it's the Infiltrator. Let me know in the comments if you can imagine yourself playing with any of those heroes and which weapon spec do you think you'd choose first. Onto guilds. As you'd expect, there's a fee to pay to create your guild, but can register a guild from level 10 and start recruiting straight away. It seems like there's going to be territory capture events, but only a limited number of guilds can participate. This is determined by the guild rank, which is based on the points earned via certain tasks. Guilds can also level up by completing various tasks, and increasing the guild levels will provide bonuses, buffs and other rewards. So finally we have some concept artwork. So it looks like we have some male and female paladin concepts, presumably for cosmetics. Next some Kadari, creepy. These are some indescript bodies which look like they could be Alanians, Fadens and Yawners. Now we have the dwarf with his double-barreled shooter. Here we have some golem, which are adorable. Mushrooms. Presumably we'll find these in various camps throughout the world. So this one is a necromat, so maybe we should be expecting some kind of summoning NPC. This one is a Voidionista. It seems like this is possibly a Russian word, which I think may have originated from within Russian fairy tales. While this looks like a mermaid, from what I gather, it's not so much a mermaid as it's a kind of drowned zombie creature. Finally, boats. Looking at the small rafts, it does make me wonder if as a player we can own boats, rather than all boats just being non-player transports. So that is a recap of the Q4 news. Keep an eye out for the notifications for my next videos, where I'll go into more detail about the heroes and their skills. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down and let me know in the comments which hero you're most excited about playing.